We are live at the Cask and Flag and Red Sox home opener. We are presented by Coors Light. Choose chill, and we're joined by Rob Bradford, weei.com. Baseball Isn't Boring podcast. He's brought to you by McFarland Energy. McFarland to you, Bradfo. The
Everybody.
Heating, cooling, and bioheat delivery pros that Eastern Mass and all of Cape Cod depend on at McFarlandEnergy.com. By the E.L. Harvey companies, including Nauset Disposal and Miga Disposal, your local trash collection and recycling providers. And by Aviva Trattoria, inspired locally and made fresh, whole, locally sourced ingredients. Joining us here with Rob Bradford. How's the home opener for you?
By the way, this is awesome. Yeah, yay baseball. Yeah. All right, yay baseball.
How about that?
I mean, I am so used to doing these hits, like sitting in an empty booth in Fort Myers, having to hire like 7-Eleven workers to be my crowd. I mean, this is much better than that.
They're here for you, Bradfo, is what I imagine.
That's right. I mean, this was completely empty up until 5 minutes ago. It's amazing.
Yeah, it filled right up. So, it's a little extra pep in your step, I feel like, over there. I saw him kind of.
I was happy to be home. I haven't been home in like 2 months.
Yeah.
No, this is great. I've been to two science would suggest I've been to 2 home openers already. None of them approach this. I can already tell you that. Because Texas, the roof was closed. Someone threw out the first pitch. I have no idea who it was. Fireworks were going up right next to my ear. No, Chase, he's a good friend of the program. And then you have Baltimore. Fine. But did you guys see how they made them run in? The players run in?
Strange.
Like half a mile. It was like
like some of those Royal Rumble entrances.
You can tell like Felix Bautista got halfway there. He's like, can I just walk?
Yeah.
Like it was fun. And then the flyover, I'm a big flyover guy. It was to the left of the stadium. They didn't even center it. So what are we doing? We're going to get it right today. Let's go.
We're getting a flyover today?
Well, you got to have a flyover. You guys, you might have been in the press box when this.
Give me a blimp. There was a blimp once. It was like 2 years ago. I think it might have been opening day. There was a blimp. My daughter saw the blimp for the next 4 weeks. The blimp today? I'm like, no, blimp today.
The great thing about
just loves a blimp.
A blimp flyover lasts 7 innings, so it's great. But there was one time in opening day. I don't know if you guys were in the press box. They had the flyover that is right at the press box. And we're like, oh, look at this. And then a guy does the barrel roll. And we're like, this guy's legit going to crash into us.
Papers are flying.
And the media members who are scurrying when a foul ball comes up there, they're running for the back. They're like, they're calling home and saying, nice knowing you.
And it's an athletic lot, I'll say. In the press box. It's an athletic crew. There's no doubt about it. Red Sox feels like have a little bit of momentum. How badly do they need those 2 games in Baltimore? I don't want to over-dramatize it, but it was looking ugly there before the last couple games.
Yeah, well, I always say you don't run isolations for outfielders, but you almost do when you need a guy like Rafael Devers. Like, when it comes to baseball, there are certain things that you just need. You need a guy like Garrett Crochet to be, there you go, there's an ace. You have a losing streak, I am going to stop that right now. Rafael Devers, the middle of the order guy, where everyone's stressing out about when he's going to get up to the plate, where everyone is, when he gets to the plate, you know he's going to get the job done. This is why these guys are paid all that money. And when Rafael Devers has this historic run of 0 for 19 and 15 strikeouts, holy mackerel, like, how is this happening? And by the way, that was a big reason. There were not only him, Casas, and Bregman, but yeah, to answer your question, getting those guys going, that's why they're winning.
It's been a wild month for Devers specifically. Yeah. I mean, we talked about all his comments throughout spring that you were there for, and then the historically bad start. 2 games where he's hit the ball forward, gotten some hits. Does that kind of fix everything, or is there still something there?
What do you say, hit the ball forward?
Yeah, because they were talking about that. They're like, he said it in one of the games. I haven't hit the ball forward yet.
That was one of his answers, yeah.
I think that the thing about the Devers situation was it wasn't just one of the best hitters in baseball was going 0 for 19 with 15 strikeouts. You had these, and we went through this, these 15 different reasons why it could happen. And I remember talking to you guys about this, I lose track, wherever it was. Was it Texas? I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, who knows?
A couple weeks ago. Yeah.
But we're saying, well, what happens if he gets off to a bad start? All this stuff that you're asking me about, being out of shape, worrying about DH, how you handle the DH, all of this is going to surface. And sure enough, that's what we were doing. We were trying to figure out, how is this happening? And why didn't he play in spring training games? Like, all of this was surfaced, but hey, you know what? a week in the season, the great game of baseball always writes itself.
So, like, outwardly, they'd tell you. Cora would talk about this. Sam Kennedy was on with Greg this morning. Outwardly, they're like, we're not concerned. He's one of the best hitters in baseball, as you just said. Was there more, like, internal concern about Devers in his start?
No, I think there's a frustration because the frustrating thing is that when you get off to a bad start and you don't go through a regular spring training, you're like, well, yeah, you're getting off to a bad start because you didn't go through a regular spring training. And to the life of me, and I think I said this to you guys, to the life of me, I'm trying to figure this out, where he played in 5 Grapefruit League games, never back-to-back. And in those times, they'll tell you he was hitting the backfield. He was hitting off the Traject machine, which, by the way, terrible advertising for the Traject company. So he was doing all this. It wasn't like he couldn't hit, he couldn't play. He was still doing it, but he wasn't playing in games. And he say, well, my timing's off. Yeah, well, that's what spring training is for. Right,
it's what the games are for.
Right, and this is like anytime anyone wants to devalue spring training, and don't you dare, because those broadcasts are really important. Right. But that shows you that for hitters, it's important. Like, and I think that was the biggest thing to answer your question. It was just a frustration. Like, why did we have to land here in the regular season when we didn't have to?
So Kristian Campbell off to a great start. Another guy that didn't really hit much.
He's so good, he doesn't have to have a roommate on the road.
Doesn't need one.
No,
pretty amazing.
No, he doesn't, and he gets to actually go in the team play. This is so. Go ahead.
You have a story you want to?
No, I don't have a
story.
It
sounds like.
I know I have a story. I'm just like I'm beaming with like how like naive, not naive.
He's just he's a young gun. He's excited to be around, right? All right. So here's my question on this, and this Jones can attest to this. This is pre-Campbell signing.
Oh, this is good.
This is one of my overall takes in baseball.
Yeah.
These guys that sign long-term deals early have some sort of doubt, or like they're doing it for a reason. So you might probably remember John Singleton. I think it was with the Astros. He did this.
Talking about someone,
it's a good example.
Someone making your case. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So, but there's a lot of times where guys they go to. So Casas, example, you talked to him a lot last year about.
He did not want to.
Didn't want to do it.
Nah.
Betting on himself. So I feel like pitchers, maybe a little gray area. Maybe there's like, well, I got 2 Tommy Johns I need to sign. But for a position player to sign early, I know you want to get your money early. I get it. But is there a chance Campbell's leaving like $100 million on the table?
Well, I like you personally and respect your opinion.
Here we go. But
I will, to the second part of that, yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's any question this is a team-friendly deal. And because I think he's going to be really good, and you're going to get to the end of it, and like, oh my goodness, these free agent years were bought out, and he's getting paid this. But I never begrudge a kid for a guy for doing it, because Mookie Betts said this to me. He said the hardest deal for me to turn down was that first offer, because for Kristian Campbell,
he wisely did.
He wisely did.
Yeah.
He never seen $60 million. But
sure.
Conversely, I think it's more of a personality thing than a doubt thing. Maybe sometimes it's a doubt thing, but you look at Alex Bregman. Alex Bregman was a year into his career, and he signs his deal. I think it was for $100 million, right? You go back to Evan Longoria. Same thing. Like there's other examples of guys being good. You're rethinking this case.
No, I'm not rethinking.
Well, what do you want me to tell you?
No. I just didn't know if
you're not sure if he's going to be. He thinks he's going to be good.
Yeah, or something like that.
He's doing the Stuart Smalley thing where he's looking in the mirror and saying, "I'm good enough."
Another good example: Brian Bayo signed a deal early.
Yeah, well,
how good is he?
Rafaela,
how good is he?
Well, in those cases,
these guys are like, yes, I'll take it.
I'm with you. Like in those cases. If Ceddanne Rafaela, they offer him that, I'm like, okay, because why?
Yeah,
why?
I know.
What? Yeah. So there are cases like that.
Like you think Marcelo Meyer will sign early?
No.
Okay.
No.
So, right. So what is it? What is it about Meyer? Is it his agent? Who's his agent?
No. Oh, agent has something to do with it, but I also do think his personality. Like it's
right. So it is.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know if it's doubt or personality.
No, and you're right. It doesn't mean he can't be great. Like Ronald Acuna signed a deal.
Yeah.
That you're like. You could have waited and signed 4 times that much.
Some guys don't want it. They don't care about it. They just want to play the great game of baseball and not worry about money.
That's a great point.
I mean, in all sincerity, that like Garrett, you go back to Garrett Whitlock. Garrett Whitlock was that way. Like he almost retired like a few years before he signs his deal. Like, yeah, sure, I'll take that extension.
Well, he should have. I mean, he's hurt all the time.
But you didn't know that at the time. Okay. We were like, oh, top of the rotation starter. There you go.
Well, when they got him, he was hurt, wasn't he? Didn't they get him?
No. When they got him in Rule 5.
Yeah, like
but then he pitched in 2021. He was awesome, and everyone's like, he's going to be an elite starter. He got the deal. So, but the point is that I just think that some guys, they're like, it's good enough for me. And
so you understand the take, you don't agree with the take.
Yeah, like I said, I like you personally, but it's your prerogative to be wrong.
That's fine.
Thank you for wearing my T-shirt.
Is there an element of we get a lot of texts about this. Hart's brought this up to us as well. Agents are a little spooked. There's a looming lockout.
Yeah.
Get your money now.
There's
Is there an element of that?
Yeah. There's some. I think that's across the board.
Okay.
I think in the industry, in media, there is that. Everybody knows this lockout's coming. Like everybody knows this lockout coming.
Just what baseball needs.
I mean, you never think that we're going to get the baseball's going to die and never going to survive and everything else, and then it will, but it'll be so frustrating. But if nothing else, can we have another offseason like that, which was awesome because you had a deadline. It was just a flurry of stuff. But, yeah, the lockout's coming. You're never, ever, ever going to get – the Players Association is never going to get what they want. They're never going to get these things that they're asking for. So – yeah, I'm sorry to say that, but we'll power through. One of the great things about a lockout for the Baseball's Importing brand, these guys have nothing else to do. So all we can do is talk about the great game of baseball.
So, a lot of podcasts.
But like maybe there is an element of that, and guys want their money now.
Yeah.
They're not going to play it out. Look, I'm not going to sit there during a lockout and not have any income. I'm going to have money in the bank and take it now. So maybe there's an element of that. What about the Crochet extension? Like Keefe and I both were very much. Like, I think he left money on the table, quite frankly. And I thought Keefe had a good take on this. The earlier you pay him, there's a benefit to exactly what we saw the other day in Baltimore. You don't have to worry about breaking him. You can lean on him for 8 innings. You can lean on him for 102 pitches. And if he didn't have the contract, maybe you treat him differently, which they did in his first start.
Well, it was when we were talking about this. And by the way, I don't mind being lied to. Right?
Okay.
The other day, he was like, because these guys are like, the other day.
Opening day is the deadline?
Opening day? No, the day after, and he said, like, hey, like, it was really close. Midnight. I thought it was midnight. It was really close. And then the other day, I asked him, I said, hey, how you knew you were negotiating? And he's like, yeah, ... sorry. I'm like, okay. But when we were talking about this, it was fascinating because you have a guy who'd only started for a year. You have a team that you could say, we're just going to wait it out. And, yeah, maybe we'll pay more, but we want to get more certainty on it. Or you can do what they did, which is we know we are confident in this guy, and we are going to lock him up. I thought that, listen, he got more money than any other pitcher in that sort of extension. I almost thought he might get more years. I thought he might be going, hey, all Max Fried or Yamamoto, and be like, I'm going to treat this as a free agent thing. So, but to answer your question, I think I don't know if he left money on the table because he's going to get another crack at it. And also, he's only done it for a year. Like, he's confident in himself. You guys know why he put that parameters on the trade deadline last year, because he thought, if I get traded to a team and that team basically says in the postseason run, hey, you're going to come out of the bullpen, and I've only gotten hurt out of the bullpen, then I don't want to do that. I am costing myself money. So that's why he's digging in on this. He found a place. He found a role. He got his money.
What's your take on the torpedo bats?
Ooh.
It's a hot topic.
Things that I never thought I would be asked.
I know.
Like
it's a huge deal. The Yankees.
You score 20 runs. You get
smashing the ball.
Yeah.
Torpedo bats.
The most polarizing issue in baseball. Torpedo bat.
Any Red Sox using them? Bregman used it, right?
Yeah, he was going to use them.
Right.
Yeah, and so the bizarre thing is Lindor used it last year. Stanton used it during the playoffs last year. The Yankees used it all off-season. Spring training. Some Red Sox guys used it in spring training. It wasn't until they scored 20 runs where everyone's freaking out about this.
Yeah, they hit like 8 home runs, right? Was that what it was?
Yeah, and so
Judge isn't using one.
No, and so like when Bregman got it the other day, and he posted on his Instagram, we're like, oh, yeah, let's go, torpedo bat talk. And he didn't want to talk about it. And he's like, I'm going to try it out. We'll see if it works. I think it's to each his own. It's just like, they changed the knob of a bat. Like everyone's, oh, my goodness, they changed the knob of a bat.
How did it take so long for somebody to figure this out?
That's
wild.
That's exactly.
Baseball's been around for a century plus, and they're like, let's put a little more mass in the middle of the bat. Like, how did that take so long?
The big winner is MIT.
Yeah.
The guy who
need more wins.
invented this.
Yeah.
You know, the Marlins. So this guy goes from the Yankees to the Marlins after inventing the torpedo bat with the Yankees. Everyone say, well, how did the Yankees let him get away? Well, because the Marlins pay MIT guys more than they pay players. And so this guy's doing a press conference on the field about the torpedo bat. But you're right. This is like, how does this not happen? All I can think of is the wiffle ball bat. All I can think of was the big red wiffle ball.
Yeah, like
bat.
we need a creation.
I mean,
something
wiffle ball was well ahead.
So obvious. We need to create something like that, Keefe.
I'll think about it.
Let's work on that.
Yeah, give me the weekend.
If anyone can do it, I know it's you two.
Yeah, I feel like we're right around it.
Yeah.
You concerned about Houck?
No, not yet.
Why? Bad spring. Not a great second half. Bad spring.
People have bad springs. He's okay.
Bad 2 starts.
Well, he's bad. It wasn't as good. It wasn't what you expected. Now, this is where Crochet is so important. This is why the guy today is so important, Buehler. Because if you just came into this year and said, Tanner Houck, all-star, and ignoring what happened in the last couple months, then I think that you would have been, out of luck. So I think that they have some fail-safes, which is good. I'm not real overly concerned about it. Definitely not the guy who we saw last year. Because that guy, there's a reason he made the All-Star team.
All right, what's the path now for Meyer and Anthony? We asked you last week before they played all these games.
Yeah.
You see the slow start at the plate for Rafaela.
By the way,
yeah,
awesome interview.
Oh, thank you. He was great. Well, thank you for that note about the haunted house.
I love the roll in the eyes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he didn't.
Meyer was like, come on.
He's like, where is this going?
No, here's realistic.
But you, in all seriousness, aided the
that
interview
helps.
quite a bit with that ghost story.
No, but with Marcelo, I was actually just talking to Peter Gibbs. I think Peter Gibbs about this, is that he's just the right amount of cocky. He's like a poor man's Pedroic. So when Marcelo rolled his eyes, it's because we've been talking crap to each other back and forth.
Yeah.
But that's great. Like, that's what you want.
He's got a great personality.
Yeah. And I love how he leaned into the haunted house. Like, that should have been breaking. Forget about, and Cora was asked about your interview that day where he said he should have made the team. Should have been on the team, right? And but also, that he has seen ghosts. I mean,
as a kid, saw ghosts.
You guys made 5 bits of news in that thing. Anyway, so Marcelo Meyer, Roman Anthony, it's just going to come down to they're blocked by players. This is what it is. They're blocked by good players.
Is Anthony really blocked?
By Wilyer Brave.
What about can you shuffle up the outfield and have...
You could, but I think that when they get him up here, they want to play him.
No, I know that, but could Rafaela be sort of the odd man out where he
Put it this
backs
way,
up everybody?
if Roman Anthony hit from the other side of the plate, it might be a different story.
Got it. Yeah, that's
yeah. But they're going to be up here at some point. And I said this to you guys. Both were good in spring training. Marcelo Meyer, to me, was the best of the bunch. Kristian Campbell, I didn't see this coming. I just didn't. Mm-hmm. But he was the best of the bunch. So, yeah, I mean, and let's look for it because Anthony's a poor man Marcelo Meyer when it comes to personality.
Okay.
That's a poor way to put it.
Is that a compliment?
My apologies to Roman Anthony. But, he's got a good personality, but he's a little bit more polite. Just a little bit.
Got it.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
2 years in the majors, and that'll go away.
Oh, it's already gone. Yeah, he's only 20 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, when I was 20 years old, I was trying to figure out how to get the tap work in my keg.
I wasn't sure where that was going for a second.
So he figured it out. He's got a couple kids. He figured it out.
Yeah.
When it comes to Meyer and Anthony in AAA and Campbell here, that's purely about those guys being blocked, or are the finances factoring in that at all? Starting service time, Campbell willing to work with them on a good deal, whereas you said flatly Meyer's not going to do that.
No, because there was no guarantee. They would have played Campbell whether or not he signed a deal. And you're rewarded by bringing guys up anyway. They bring them up, so they get draft pick compensation if these guys finish top 2 in the Rookie of the Year. So that's sort of not the way it used to be. So I just, no, I don't think. I think it's just that they're blocked. Go ahead.
One
more.
Well, yeah, we were asking this. The Cardinals as a home opener opponent.
Oh, yeah.
Does it interest you? Do you care?
This is a deep cut.
Well, listen, this has been a hot topic right off the rip. I don't like it.
He hates interleague. He doesn't
I don't like interleague play. I know you have to do it because of the thing, but I would get rid of it.
You harken back to when it was a big deal. They played the Expos.
Yes. Big game. Marquise Grissom's in town. Let's go see it.
It was. So am I offended that they're playing the Cardinals?
No. Do you does it even on your radar at all that it's not like an American game?
No, it's on the radar. I just went to the Cardinals clubhouse and I knew 5 guys. You know, so it's
that's a lot. That's a little.
That's a brag. That's brag of the week. Late
entry for brag of the week, Nick. If you could.
Well, looking for Chaim Bloom because obviously he's a member of the Cardinals now. So also before I go, I want to say this.
Yeah.
Netflix coming up this week.
I've heard this.
Yeah. What are we looking at?
Looking at a lot of Keefe.
No
a lot
way.
of Keefe.
Really?
Ooh, nice.
So now I'm gonna have to watch this thing.
A lot of Keefe.
All right.
A lot of Keefe's face, Keefe's voice, Keefe's face.
No, I can't say anything. I just say a lot of Keefe.
You said too much.
I've said too much.
You've said too much.
The Netflix people are have a lot of powerful allies.
Wow.
I can't say too much.
They must have really loved those pregame shows last year. My guess.
Pretty good. All right. Well, we'll be all eyes
We'll
and
have
ears
to watch
for that.
now.
Yeah.
Very good.
Bradfo, as always, we appreciate it. Baseball Isn't Boring podcast, weei.com. You can check him out all over the Odyssey app. If you want to see him on the way out, he's got like 1 million Baseball Isn't Boring stickers, so I'm sure he'll be happy to hand those out. Bradfo, we appreciate it.
All right, hey, good
Thank
to see
you.
you guys.
And happy opening day, Rob Bradford.